Hello, I am the Ronin Pawn, and this is Human Resource Machine. Wait, no. This is Human Resource. I'm getting used to it. Welcome back to it, ladies and gentlemen. It's been ages since we did the Human Resource Machine, hasn't it? I want to get back in here and break my brain a little bit more. So we just finished the multiplication workshop, apparently. We just did. It was only like, what do we got, like 3 months ago since the last video? Let's jump into zero terminated sum and see if I can't get my brain to remember what the hell it was doing before. Yes, we believe in educating our employees on the job here. Do you know what a zero terminated string is? One that ends with a zero. It's words. It's 100. Yes, it is a very old technique, and we don't expect you to know. So you may ask me about it if you like, or you may ask an external source. Google? He's busy. It's something about cats. What is a zero terminated string? Yes, I can tell you. A string is just a list of values like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 4, 99, 2. But how do we know when one string ends? It dies. It goes to Valhalla and plants a single red rose on the grave of all logic. Ronin Pawn, where do you get the words that come out of your mouth? Google, mainly, but he's busy with cats. And another string begins. We can mark the end of a string with something special, like a zero. Me? No, another zero. Here are two zero terminated strings. 1, 2, 3, 0, 9, 8, 0. See how that works? Oh, okay. I got you. We are like, Add together all the numbers in each string. When you reach the end of a string, put your sum in the outbox. Reset and repeat for each string. Okay, got it. So we need to add 4 and 2 together, and we need to add 9 and -4 and 2 together. This is gonna be easy. So we're gonna start by taking something out of the inbox. We'll have 4 in our hands, and then we're going to do something with another thing. We're gonna have to add it, okay? We add it to... There's not going to be anything on the ground, Pawn. Okay, so no, first you need to copy from what's in your hand down onto the ground. Right, and then you can add what's in your hand. You don't want to do that. You want to go back to the inbox and get the next number. But you only want to do that if it's not if it's a 0. Well, you do want to go back to the inbox and see if it's a 0, but if it's a 0, then you... So if it's a 0 that's in your hand on the second one, then you want to just be done with everything that you're doing and go straight to the outbox with whatever you happen to be carrying at the point. But if it's not a 0, you would do another thing. You would add what you've got to what you have, what's on the ground. Right, so you'd add those two together. But then you need to keep doing that over and over again. So you just want to keep doing that over and over again. That's all. That's all you need to do. No, this would be in here, and then this would go back to the inbox over and over again. So you pick it up from the inbox, put it down on the ground. That just initializes the program. Then we go back to the inbox. Is it a 0? If it is, then I'm now carrying the wrong thing, and I don't want to take that directly to the outbox. I want to pick up what's in the, and then I gotta go somewhere else. Oh, oops. No, so that doesn't need to be a copy from. That needs to be a copy to 0, because what we need is a copy from the 0 over here at the outbox, but that's not right, Pawn. That is not right. So you're picking up the 4, you're putting the 4 down on 0, then you're going back to the inbox and you're picking up the 2. It's not a 0, so you're gonna add the 2 to what's on 0, which is 4. So now you're doing the right thing there, but now you're just jumping right back here and doing it again. No, well, no, you need to put that somewhere, don't you? You need to copy the value that you've gotten down to, say, 1, for example. You're hurting my brain. You're just hurting my brain. I gotta get rid of all this. I just can't. I can't think. Oh, but you need to be storing the value, Pawn. You need to be storing the value of what's in your hands, because when you go to the inbox, you're just gonna throw that thing away. So I need to copy what's in my hands after I've done the addition, but before we start the inbox jump again, down to 0. Which means I don't need that command. I can just put this down here. Consolidating my code on the fly. I'm a code golfer. Okay, and if this is 0, then it needs to, we just need to end, we go to the outbox, and then we return back to the beginning of the program with a jump, with a nice little jump like so. Eh? Maybe? Yeah, in fact, we don't need to go to the top of the program, do we? We can just get right back into the adding area here. I think I've got some solid code going here. Let's see where it breaks, because we all know it's gonna break. So we pick up the 8 and the 1, we put those together, we get 9, this is a 0, and we take that straight to the outbox. That's not at all what management expected. Am I fired? Alright, simple enough to fix. Simple enough to fix. We just need to copy the value from 0 into our hands in the event that what we have is a 0. We go down here, we copy from it, we take it to the outbox, and then we carry on. Now I've got it, right? The 7 goes down, the 1 is added to the 7, we've got 8, we set that down, that's a 0, so we pick up the 8, we put it on the outbox like we needed. 5 and 8 go together, that's 13. 3 and... wait, did I need to reset something and I didn't? Oopsies. Simple thing, I was being silly. This was supposed to go up here, so we start the whole program over once we do an outbox. Now I've got it, now we're set. No problems at all. Unless we have a double 0 string, in which case there are going to be problems. 6 and 9 become 15. The 0 means we take the 15 to the outbox. 8 and negative 7 is 1, and then 1 and 6 is 7, and the 7 goes to the outbox. A 0, and then that's double zeros. Oh, that's right? That was okay? I didn't break the game by doing it that way? Oh, yay! Wait, I broke something. Yeah, I didn't even get to see what I broke there. Step back, step back. Was there a 0 at some point on the ground? Because I don't think that's supposed to happen, but yeah, there's a 0 on the ground, and I think that broke pretty much everything, didn't it? Wait a second there, go back one step. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I had a negative 8 on the ground, and then it happened to be 8 was the next value, and then I picked up 8 and negative 8, and that became a 0. Because that's not a 0 termination, though. But that effed everything up, didn't it? I need to look at this. So the 1 went down in that place, because we started over. We put 1 and negative 9 together, we got a negative 8. Then we picked up this 8, we combined the two of them, that was a 0. I put that down on the ground, I brought the 5 over, the 5 and the 0 went together, that's a 5. That didn't break anything. Why did it get 12 instead of 4? Game, you've confused me now. Management expected 0, but you outboxed 8. Did they expect me to take both of those zeros because it was 2 zeros in a row? See, my thing is that the 3 zeros over here, the 1 0 marks the end of the one number, and then the next 0 marks, like, a 0. You know, the 0 is a 0, is the thing. What the hell are you asking me to do? Well, I understand what they want from me anyway. They want, when I come back to the inbox here, I need to be checking what I'm picking up the inbox to see if that's a 0, and if it is, just take it straight to the outbox. It doesn't make sense, man. Yes, it does. No, it doesn't. Yes, it does. Easiest way to do that is take the jump if 0 and then just throw it down where the other jump if 0 goes. And no, in fact, skip over the copy from 0 and just go straight to the outbox with that. If the first inbox thing is a 0 that we pick up at the very beginning, then you just go straight to the outbox with it. Yes, I have beaten this. 8 and 6 are 14, and we take that, and then 3 and negative 8 are some other number, and then I can't do math that fast. Here we go. The 0, because the 0 goes straight there, because that's a 0 goes straight there, and that marks the beginning of a whole nother string. 3 and negative 2 are 1, 3 and 1 are 4, 4 and 2 are 6, 6 and negative 8 are negative 2, and negative 2 and 8 are 6, and then that's the end result, and I did it! Did I do it in the right number of codes? Did I do it in the right number of codes? Use 10 or fewer commands? I did! Okay, and speed challenge? I did both of them! Even though I really didn't get it. I get it now, but man, you really had to beat me over the head with that, didn't you? Martha. It's her name. The one in red there. We got a thing going. Don't tell the boss. We meet in the supply closet after lunch. Probably shouldn't do it after lunch, you know? Kind of heavy. Sort of weighed down. Fibonacci visitor is next up. Wow. It's taken a minute to get the brain, the old noodle, spooled back up. This back hallway is for advanced employees only. I think I'm gonna go back to the supply closet. Are you sure you want to be here? Are we in space right now? I think we're in space. These night shift assignments are optional, you know, and they are difficult. Oh, I don't know if the old noggin can handle this. If you need to ask for help, I'll just be here looking through these catalogs for a golden spiral. For each thing in the inbox, send to the outbox the full Fibonacci sequence up to but not exceeding that value. For example, if inbox is 10, outbox should be 112358. What's a Fibonacci sequence? Ask your boss or a friendly search box. Oh my god. I'm not, no, let's leave space. Let's leave space. My brain isn't ready for this. We'll come back to it. We'll come back. We'll do it as a closer. Not in this episode, but we'll never do it as a closer. Don't lie. Fibonacci? Are you kidding me? To reduce our carbon footprint, management is requesting the smallest numbers only. This is a public relations exercise. The results are going straight to the landfill. Oh, are we throwing out that E.T. game by Atari? For each zero-terminated string in the inbox, send to the outbox only the smallest number you've seen in that string. You will never be given an empty string. Reset and repeat for each string. What's a zero-terminated string? Go ask your boss on the previous floor. Yes, okay. So I have to separate out from the 6, the 12, and the 2 before we get to the 0. I have to somehow create a logic mechanic that determines that the 2 is the smallest of the numbers and send those there, and then just dismiss the 0, right? Well, we're going to start by taking something from the inbox and we're going to copy it to the ground, because that's where everything starts in this game now that it's gotten tricky. So I think the way we do this is we determine the lower number by subtracting one number from the other number, and then depending on whether it's negative or positive, that will tell us whether it's the number before it was smaller than the other number. How are you going to do that with out-of-sequence numbers, though? You know, 6 minus 12 is going to be a negative thing, and then 12 minus 2 is not going to be a negative thing, and so the 2 would be the smallest number because it's non-negative. But then what if, like, I had a situation, say down here, 16 minus 15, that's 1. Well, that's positive, so that's a low number. But it's a 15 minus 9, and that's is not, and then that's, I don't know, but 6? Okay, I got the logic down. The logic is in my brain now. The idea is, if the equation is x minus y equals z, okay, so 6 minus 12 equals negative 6. If the negative 6 is a negative number, then that means that x is lower than y. The 6 is lower than 12. So you can throw the 12 away, keep the 6, and then compare the 6 against the 2. And if you subtract 6 minus 2 and you get 4, that's a positive number. That means that the 2 is lower than the 6. So I can use just the jump if negative command in order to determine what's the lowest number. Now we create that here. I'm going to throw the copy to away, and I'm going to create the loop in which all of this has to happen. We got to take things from the inbox, and then when we hit 0, we've got to finish this whole thing off, whatever we're going to do, and take it to the outbox. So that's the beginning, and now everything needs to get squeezed between the inbox and the jump. We copy whatever we pick up down to 0, and then we need to subtract whatever we pick up next from, so we need to pick something else up next. So we go back to the inbox, we grab something, then we subtract that from 0. And then if that number is negative, that tells us that when it's negative, then x is smaller, than the 1 that's on the ground is the smaller number. But if it's not, I need to also have a way, I have to store y. I have to store the other number that I've just picked up in 1. So I also need to be copying to 1 for the other number. Hi, how you doing? I'm the Ronin Pawn. Remember me? I'm the idiot on the channel? You guys are you don't even know what I'm doing right now. I'm playing with quantum mechanics over here. So we're going to pick up 6, we're going to put that down on 0. Then we're going to pick up 12, and we're going to put that down on 1. Then we're going to subtract 12 that we're still holding against 6, and we're going to get the result 6 back, which means it's going to be not negative, which is its Ronin Pawn way of saying it's going to be a positive, which means that 12, the number that is in slot number 1, is larger than the number that's in slot 0. So then, burn 12. Where's the command for dumping gasoline on and lighting it up? In the event that the number that we're now holding is positive, okay, jump if negative, so if positive, then we would copy from 0 and put that down onto 1, so that now everything that we have is populated with the lowest number. 6 here and 6 there. Yeah, I'm getting there. Problem is, this is jump if negative and not if positive, which means, how do I get that to... I gotta create a function out of that where if something doesn't happen, this needs to not happen in the event that it's positive. Yeah. Okay, I guess the easiest way to do this is just to loop jumps in and of themselves. So if it's negative, then we want it to do that. If it's not negative, then we want it to skip that stuff. And then I need to have its inbox when you hit 0, okay? When you find a 0, you pull its inbox, you pull something out of the inbox and it's 0. I need you to then copy, you need to pick up what's on the 0's place and take it to the outbox, right? So just copy from 0 and take it to the outbox. Alright, let's run through this in my head, because I like to do it before I click the go button. I like to pretend as though I've done it right, at least in my head. We pick up the 6, we put it down on 0. We pick up the 12, we do not jump because it's not a 0. We copy that to 1. Now we've got 6 and we've got 12. We subtract the 12 that we're still holding against the 6. Alright, yeah, against the 6, that comes up to be 12 minus 6, it's a positive number, so we don't jump if it's negative, instead we go over here, and then we just start the whole program again. We go back to the inbox, we pick up the 2 is not 0, so we copy that down to 1, we subtract the 2 minus the 6, that is negative, so we copy the 1 to the 0's place, and then we come down here, we jump all the way to the beginning again, we go to the inbox, we pick up the 0, it is a 0, so we go down here, we pick up what was left on 0, and then we go back to the outbox, and then we start the program over again. Ronan Pawn, I think you've done it, and you've done it with only 14 lines of code. I hope we can make that better, but I think I've got it. 6 goes down, 12 goes down, 12 and 6, that's 6, that's it, so we throw that, I don't know what's going on. Stop the program, I'm going too fast for my own brain. 4 goes down on 0, we pick up the 11, okay? We subtract the 11 and the 4, we get 7, that's a positive number, so we don't do nothing. The 2, just minus 4, that's a negative number, so we put 2 down on 0 because that's the lowest of the numbers. We pick up the 0, that means that it's time to send the 2 to the outbox, and we did it. And we did it. 19 goes down, 15 goes down. It's 15 minus, that's a negative 4, which means the 15 is the lower of the two numbers. The 6 and the 15, that's a negative number, so the 6 is lower than that. The 3 is going to be even lower than that, so that's going to be a negative number. It's working! Oh my god, it's working! It's working! 63 and 25 and 43 and 39 and 60, just go girl, go, 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 go! We have proven the theory, Ronan Point, you're the smartest man on this whole YouTube channel! Except for everybody in the comments section, if you count those. Use 13 or fewer, I used 14! Oh, F you in the A's, and I did 88 steps. I want to consolidate this one, because I like this. I like this one. Okay, here's what I got now, right? I moved the whole copy from to thing up here, where we're gonna do the replacement. I need some chocolate milk. Bring me chocolate milk. It might work, I don't know. We got 8, we got an 8. We got 11 minus the 8, so the 8's the lower one, so we move to the 1. Good, we're storing the important number in 1, and it's working. It's working so far, and the 1 slot is where the lowest number needs to be at all times. The 14's lower, so we're gonna leave that there. The 6 is lower even, so we're gonna leave that there. The 1 is lower even, so we're gonna leave that there. Then, we put the 1 over there, we start a whole new string. 84 is, 18 is lower than 84, so leave that there. 45, you just put the 45 on top of the 18. Why would you do that? Why is it every time it does that? I don't understand. It works, but only because I know, but why does it do that every time? How did I even have it working before? I gotta pee. What? What? I did it! I am the Ronin Pawn out!